Hello everybody, welcome to a Let's Build of another Bionicle. This one is the Piraka, Thok specifically, the Drifter. So, really cool Bionicle to build today. So, been recently doing a lot of bids for random Bionicle stuff, and here's another one that I just kind of got in a random bid. So, of course, it is the Piraka characters from the wonderful Ignition arc, I think. Is that what the correct arc term is? I forget which one's properly is. Like, I know a lot of the story in my head at this point, but it's like one of those, like, I always forget certain bits and pieces. Well, I don't know all the story yet. Slowly getting there, but we got the Piraka character, Thok specifically. He is a white Piraka, which, man, I gotta love the Piraka design, by the way. Really love how menacing they look. Something about their whole facial structure is just so, like, geniusly designed. I don't know, something about it just really speaks in that, like, sense. And I just really like the design of them. And of course, you got more on the side right over there. And of course, the whole concept is they have light up eyes and stuff like that, which nowadays a lot of them don't have, like, their eyes properly working because it's just a little battery mechanism. This one, luckily, does have his eyes slightly working, so that is really cool to see that. And the top of it actually allows you to try out the whole concept. So one of those things where it's like sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. And bad part about that is apparently the batteries are not replaceable in some weird sense. I have not actually fully checked into that just yet, so I guess let's find out how this all... Oh, that just pushes it further up, which we can see the light a bit better there. But, yeah, that mask actually is just a random little mask in there. You can't actually pop it out, which is kind of cool. I don't know if I need to do that for the build or whatever, but, I guess we'll find out while I'm doing this. But, here is the little piece here. And, yeah, there actually is no way to open this up, I guess. Well, there is one way to open this up. So, I'm guessing if you really need to get to that little bottom piece or whatever, the proper way of probably doing that would probably be to take, like, a flathead or whatever and pop it out. Don't take my advice on this yet, because I have not opened these things up. So, don't ask me about that. But yeah, there's just a little watch battery inside there, and seems like it'd be an easy swap out there. Though, I understand why that'd be a bit of a worrisome thing to do, just because a lot of the electronic components are right there. So, I understand the worries. It's also a very simple mechanism what's going on here. So the idea of what's going on is that all you're doing is pushing the metal contact down into it, and it's just touching the battery. So let's see if I can get it to... There you go. Cool idea, though. And it's just a little basic LED. So I guess, in a way, a lot of these parts are at least replaceable, so that's kind of cool. And then we got our head there, which you can't pop out. I don't know if we have to yet, so I guess we'll find out while we're going through this whole process here. Let's put that to the side there. And already I can tell I might not have to deal with whatever. So the set was used, by the way, as y'all probably could tell. Let's see if I can pop some of this out. Oh. It's like Beat 'em On with Zamor spheres. That's cool to see. I'm going to put those right there for right now. And, ooh, they did not shove everything in this thing like the best way. This is probably not the way I would have done any of this full shoving pieces in there. So we got our weird rubberized piece here, which a little bit bent out of shape, but that's okay. We can fix that over time. And it's just a weird little rubber texture. And there proves our head question. So that's kind of cool. And then we got our little mechanism here, which reminds me of a Delta Core and Beat 'em On because of the whole, like, bottom and then the side little pieces there. The idea of this is you just pop in a sphere and then it just shoots off. So I don't know if that's the proper way. I don't know how you properly shoot these things off. It's not like other LEGO shooters I've dealt with before. But yeah. So I guess the proper way of doing this is I'm going to take out all these pieces and I'm going to sit down and organize them. But before we do that, let's look at the instructions here. Got a lot of other random stuff in here. So kind of guess just have to look around and just set up all the pieces properly. Supposedly this did all come together at 100% complete, so who knows? I guess we're about to find that out for myself in just a minute, but got all of our fun little things here. So there's our cool character and pretty much all the fun there. Kind of weird that they didn't bother texturing the stickers on it. I guess they took these like before they had the final product shots or whatever. Very cool looking set though. Love the look of it, and I guess you have the combination models and stuff like that. And then other little Legos characters do. I've not tried any of the other Flash games. Kind of interesting. That one looks like a Doom style game right there. And then we got more of that. And we've got the whole land of Oyanui, and then more of the Piraka characters, which all look amazing. Seriously, the design of the Piraka is really cool to me. And then you actually have a parts list, which is actually really nice. Some of the Bionicles I built have not included this. And man, trying to find parts list is sometimes a pain, to be honest. But yeah. That's pretty much all that's going on with this guy here. So I'm going to sit down, organize all the pieces, and also kind of take them apart and stuff like that, just to give a bit of a better video. So let me do all that, and we'll sit down and organize all this in a quick little second for y'all. So we'll be back in just a second. Woohoo! And I am back from organizing all the wonderful, wonderful pieces. So let's get on to the build process with this suspicious-looking piece. Haha, people know what I'm thinking. And I know it's horrible. I know horrible, horrible things to be thinking about. But it's not my fault. LEGO really did not help themselves with the case of this piece. Seriously, its shape is probably the worst I've seen. And I mean, just look at this. Circle, thick. I'm like, yeah. I know it's being childish, but still. I'm not the one who made the piece. So we got this little leg piece here. I'm guessing, yeah, I'm gonna say it's the legs. But now we take the upper body here, and then we get to just slap it on in. Or where does it want me to slap on in? Okay. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Oh, right down there. I am thinking with power here, as y'all see. But there we go. We got the piece all settled up in there. And then now it wants us to take this blue piece and just connect it to... Is it what? Yeah, I want to be connected to a ball joint. Okay, and it just wants us to connect to a little ball joint piece here, which is kind of nice. And you just slap that on in, and there you go. And all nice and set, and all nice and built. Got a nice little backing to it. So, pretty simple from that point onwards. And now we're going to start getting into a little bit of fun complications here. Or, not fun complications. A little bit like fun, complicated building stuff now. Since we're past the body, it now wants us to build legs. I don't know if it's wanting me to build both legs at once. I guess I'll just do that for right now. Because why not? Why not? Let's just do our fun, not this piece. I don't know why I grabbed that piece. Basically, want to grab this another one of these little ball jointed pieces here, and then we want to grab one of these little, well, I say little, but giant foot pieces for right here, and we're just gonna slide that on in, and there we go, got the nice connection all done. And we'll do it for another leg as well, because why not? Gotta get both legs all settled up in there. So do that for the same thing. We're just gonna slide it on in, and there you go. Nice and easy. Just two little big old foot pieces. And then now we take the next piece, which is just a leg piece here. Which, and he got some nice calves on him. Look at Thok. I mean, man, he got some nice calves. He is not skipping leg day. That is faux show. But there we go. Got the nice little leg all settled up in there. And then we're going to take one of these little pieces here and just settle that right on top. Well, if I can, geez. A little bit hard with these little ball jointed ones, isn't it? And then it wants us to basically just take one of these little pipe pieces and just stick it in the middle. But before we get too far ahead with this little leg structure, let's do pretty much the same process on the other side real quickly. So we're just going to sit down, pop this piece right in there, take the other one, pop it right in, and man, this is like my first later Bionicle build, and man, having knees is so nice. I have not built too many of the later sets, so it's kind of nice to get into these parts now where it's like, knees! I don't know. It's dumb, but I love it. It's dumb excitement from my end. It's not dumb and I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's just woo! Excitement for me. Oh, before we do forget. guess what I should probably be saying is it's dumb excitement from me. I'm just like excited to see like full-on leg articulation now. It's just weird for me. It's like, woo, the growth of it all, the growth of the franchise. And now I have to find where I put some other pieces at now. Oh, they're right in front of me. Well, that would explain where they are. And pretty much we're just taking this little piece right here, which is like a little armor piece for his leg, to nicely bulk it up, I say. Like, I mean, man, these guys get their work done. I always like the Piraka. I don't know. Piraka are such cool, like, villains to me. Like, I love how, like, they introduce, like, the whole introduction of them and everything, and, like, the whole story of them, and how they, like, acted like Toa in the beginning and stuff like that. I don't know. There's some really cool parts to it for me. And now we take the torso we built earlier, and now we just connect it to the other pieces, which, pop that in. Oh, I do that while my camera's not blurring. The camera's being really blurry today. I don't know why. That is. And there we go. Plop him on in. And he's all nice and set. And now we can just pretty much straighten out his legs. And he has pretty much good standing. I guess that's the point of these big old feet. Make it very easy to stand him up. And he's actually already getting bigger than my whole camera area, which is a bit fun for me, isn't it? And now we get to start building other parts of the Bionicle. So let's put his big ol' body somewhere, because we have to still keep on building this guy. We gotta keep on building the fun. The fun, they say, is the fun. So here we go. Start getting into this. So we want to angle the little arm piece like this. And then we take this little weird little double ball jointed piece or whatever the heck they call it. And just click it on in. And there we go. Got the first one clicked in. And then we want to take, oh, where it just went, this little singular ball joint piece. And just click that on in as well. And then there we go. Got a nice little movement there. And now we get to build this little sword piece, which is just a nice little thing here. But we get to add this little tube in. So all you have to do for the tube is you just plop this in. And then you just want to squish it on down. And then you kind of want to stretch it back up a little bit. And then there we go. Very much nicely fits in there. And you can sort of take it off easily. Not that hard of a whole little setup there. And then we just want to take the little arm here. And just set this right into the little technical right there. Because they have little side holes right there for them. And then there we go. First little build right there. And it does mention us sticking a little black Tic-Tac pin into this arm right here. So make sure y'all do that. It doesn't actually specifically point it out in the instructions. It just kind of expects you to look at the thing and notice the small difference there. Which I guess you would notice later on when you're like building it. And it's like, oh, you need this one more part here. And now we get to basically sit down and just kind of zoom out my camera a little bit. This guy is a lot taller than I was expecting. These guys very much got bigger and bigger with each of these Bionicle things, didn't they? So there we go. Get to click this one into place now. And there we go. Now he has a nice little arm in there. Very nice. And the whole instructions, they just kind of have him T-posing in there. But we don't have T-posing. You think, or we can't have T-posing. Yeah, pretty simple to do that. And wow, these guys are huge. So I've not built too many Bionicle past like the 2003 era, besides like, what was it? What, I forget, Iruni is like in his, Rahaga form. And that's still a tiny build, so it's like really crazy to see like how big these like guys start getting. Especially like, I don't know, I have like other Toa characters that I have not built yet, so it's like, wow, it's so cool just to see like the changes over time. Weird things to notice, I know. So we just take this little ball jointed piece here, and we're going to take another one of these little single ball joint hand blue pieces, and that's pretty much right there. And then we take this another double jointed one, and just click that one all into place as well. There we go. All nicely settled in there. And this time around, it actually points out this black peg going in, so you don't have to worry about it this time around. You don't have to sit down and think about it. And now it wants us to tilt up this arm here because now we're going to sit down and actually start building the whole crossbow mechanic, which this is kind of interesting. So we take our sort of beat 'em on looking delta core here and pretty much build a trigger mechanism for it, which this is kind of insane to look into, because it seems like you just plop this down there at the bottom. It's a little black axle, whatever, piece there. And then next up is you just want to take, where is it? This piece. And where's our little gray piece that I just had earlier? Oh, it's right here. Had to look around because it's like, So I take this little gray piece here, which, can I focus? Isn't it not gonna like focus on this little gray piece? Okay, let's zoom in real quickly because it's trying to be weird. But there we go. Focus into this nice little gray piece here. And we're going to just take this little axle here. You want to have the little pin, little flat area surface going upwards and just push that right on in. And then the instructions show this being like flat or whatever, but mine is bent. So I guess that just kind of happens over time. Well, you can probably see how it happens over time because it wants you to plop it in straight just kind of through there. And then you take your little delta core looking crossbow piece and slide this pretty much all, or you kind of slide that in. But you also have to take these little pieces here. Oh, come on, camera. See if it does it better. And it wants you to take these little pieces here and just slide them right on in. And once you do the same on the other side too. And by the looks of it, yep, so it's like the beat 'em on, actually, very much like beat 'em on, except instead of a spring this time, these little rubber pieces will spring it back up for you. That's kind of cool. Man, that makes you kind of want to sit down and design a sort of beat 'em on with Bionicle pieces now. That is really cool. I don't know how many people who watch my beat 'em on videos also watch my Bionicle videos, but it's very cool to see little concepts like this. Don't know how many people will sit down and watch both of these, but who knows? Only I get to know, or I guess I don't get to know, really. Just one of those random little things. And then we want to take this little crossbow little section here, and we're just going to place it like this. You want this gray piece towards the arm itself, pretty much. And there is our whole little build right there for that little arm. And I'm guessing at this point, it just kind of wants us to flip this around. And we're going to zoom back out real quickly so we can show off this little portion here of the arm being connected in. Because this guy is really big. Like, this is a lot more than I was expecting. Like, this is just insane to see how tall this guy is. So now we're going to get into the fun part here, which is this giant flabby piece. And this piece just made me laugh so hard when I first saw it. Like, I don't think I laughed like in the video, but man, like after I took it out fully while I was organizing it, it just made me laugh so hard because I really wasn't expecting just this giant flab piece, pretty much. Basically, let's take our little light here, and we will just slide it on in, apparently. If it's easy to slide in, geez. Just kind of plop on in there. Yep, there you go. So there you go, plops right on in, shows a little bit of the orange there. And then, supposedly it wants us to take an axle piece, which there's only one large axle piece really in the set. And there it is for us. It doesn't show me where I'm supposed to use it just yet. So I guess that's just the fun of this. Oh, it goes through the head. Oh, that's kind of weird. So it wants us to shove it through this little head here. Guess that's kind of weird. Does it like have any stability to it? So oh yeah, it does have stability. Okay, I see what they were trying to do. They didn't explain it that well in this whole little build process here, but basically they want us to take this little nice little headpiece here for us, which is way brighter white than like the actual rest of his body. He's sort of like this cool little off-white or something like that. It's like a grayish white. His head is actually a proper white, like a white, instead of the grayish white that they used throughout this build. So that is kind of interesting there. And as you can see, even through the body there, you'll see it actually very differently very soon. So I'm guessing this just works by, like, we just slide his headpiece right into this thing. Or does it just click in there? Oh, no, it doesn't. It just that kind of falls nicely into that. And then we wants us to take down this thing. It's sort of like a Batman cowl, isn't it? Like the 1980s movie Batman cowl, isn't it? Just wham down there. I'm guessing this doesn't give that great of neck articulation, though, after the fact, because it kind of seems like it would not give that great. Now I gotta give him a nice little lobotomy here. Give him a nice little lobotomy with that. And there we go. It says it's supposed to like do a nice clicking thing or whatever. Don't really know how that's supposed to work out. Oh, there we go. Each had to push up the jaw and it like will steady in place. And man, look at him now. He is looking fabulous. Can we get the little eye thing there going for us? Just, that's so cool. I like how menacing these guys look, dude. Just, the big white shiny teeth and everything. Just, ooh, love that. And then now it wants us to take this whole little headpiece here and stick it on top. And there we go. There he is going for us. Looking amazing. Still having him do a whole little T-pose for right now. And then it wants us to take this little axle piece, which I don't know how well it will show up well. I'm trying to do this. Sort of looks like a lightsaber hilt. Reminds me of Qui-Gon's lightsaber in a sort of way. But wants us to take this little piece here, and we're going to place it towards his back here, which I'm guessing it wants us to like do a weird bend or something like that, and just have us place it in one of these like weird. Guessing the bottom hole is where it wants us to place this at. So there we go. It's not very clear exactly where it wants us to place it, but there we go. And I'm guessing these two pieces just kind of flab around. That kind of just how that works. Or, oh, no, I see how it wants us to do this. Okay. So, it wants us to do this piece right about there. So, take the other little flab area to him. And there we go. We're going to attach that right to his arm there. Which that's the whole point of these little pinhole areas, I guess, for the arm. And just has us do the same on the other side. Probably should have cleaned this little white piece a lot more. Little rubber piecing for this. Kind of weird with the mobility of that, isn't it? Just, okay. It's too bendy. Too much articulation. I'm not used to this. I'm used to this with figures. So there we go. He is all set for us nicely now. And just kind of, oh, that just kind of popped right on out. This does not seem to work as nicely as planned. See if I can get this back on there. Kind of seems weird with how that works in like bending and or whatever. But I guess that's just how it's supposed to be. I don't know. Okay, messing up the whole thing with this. And the rest of the instructions just seems to go towards how to like throw him in the little canister again. Which you take off the head apparently and just take off the head and arms apparently. And then you just shove the rest of the body in there. So, guessing that's how it was originally stored. Because a lot of that would actually make sense. And then the combiner model is in there. I don't know if I'll do this myself because that combiner model does not look as great. I don't know. Weird little thing. And then the rest of the instructions is pretty much back to advertisement and stuff like that, which I showed off earlier. And look at this wonderful guy. He's looking fabulous. He's like doing a whole little pose. He's like, being built. But, yeah. So, first let's try seeing if I can set him down properly. See if I can... Can I set him down? I'm kind of curious now. He seems like I could sit down, but I don't know if I can fully properly. So let's see. Can I set him down? Not that great. Okay, let's see. There we go. He seems a little bit more set down. So we'll try posing his head a bit more towards us, and pretty much a very unique little build there for us. these little gray pieces there kind of limit the articulation a bit, but oh well. And then I guess before we end it off, we could put a little Zamor sphere into his little gun here. And then, I guess, in a proper way, we would just bend it over, which, there we go. Bend that towards whatever direction, and then try testing a shot towards us. We'll do what I usually do. We'll shoot the cobalt blade right there, and just... Oh, that did not work out well. That just came out right out of his hands. So, guess that isn't the easiest thing to shoot, but, just overall, let's try it out for myself real quickly. And we'll put it right back in his hands. Just take this, and just... There we go. Not too much power to it. Not what a... just probably what I was expecting more often. There's no, like, rubber strip or anything like that to increase friction or whatever. So, overall, not too bad. We do get a few Zamor spheres. I don't know if this was how many was supposed to be included with it originally. But, we have 4 spheres in this whole little set here. And I want to say they're about marble size. I don't know if they are exactly marble size. If I compare it to a sort of Bidama, they are actually pretty much a bit smaller than a Bidama. So let's zoom back in real quickly. They are a bit smaller than a Bidama, so they're not exactly Bidamon sized little things here, but they seem, so I'd probably say they're about like an actual size of like a usual marble, because Bidamas are about the size of like a Ramoon soda bottle marble. So kind of cool. These that's what they use during the whole little Voyanui arc or whatever. So super cool to see those little marbles there. Though unlike the Toa, they don't have like a good way of like storing all of them, so that's kind of a bit of a pain. So you might be able to like easily lose them. So overall, it's kind of weird. Overall, cool build. I'm not gonna get too much talking about it because I feel like I might be boring y'all. There's many reviews already out there for these guys, but super cool build. Really love the glowing eyes thing. So it's a really cool feature itself, and that's pretty much all I have to say. So thank y'all for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye.